Hi class, welcome to week 2. The focus this week is on your learning agreement. The learning agreement is a requirement of the program and a tool to guide your learning in practicum throughout the semester. The learning agreement is organized around the Council of Social Work Education's core competencies and asks that you identify which learning activities you will engage in your practicum that will allow you to practice those competencies. In addition, you'll need to identify ways you will monitor and evaluate those learning activities. The learning agreement should be completed in collaboration with your site supervisor. I usually recommend that students do their best to complete as much of the learning agreement as you can and then sit down with your supervisor to fill in any gaps. It's helpful if you can get your supervisor's perspective on whether the items you've included in your learning agreement are a good fit for your agency. A couple things to know about the learning agreement. The field education office, so Kate and I request that you submit your learning agreement to us by the end of this week. However, we know things come up and that you may just now be securing your practicum site or haven't had a chance to sit down with your supervisor to discuss the learning agreement yet. So we understand that things like this come up. However, please know that the learning agreement is constantly evolving and it can change over the course of your practicum to reflect new things you're learning about your agency and new skills you are requiring. So for that reason, the learning agreement you turn in to us doesn't have to be the final learning agreement. It's in your best interest, though, to get it done and not let it hang over your head. You'll have many opportunities to revise it as you move throughout the semester. If at any point you're struggling with what to include in your learning agreement, please contact Kate or I and we can help you. Also, if you know you won't be turning your learning agreement in by the end of the week, please keep us in the loop by writing a brief paragraph for why it won't be complete and uploading that to Moodle in the spot designated for the learning agreement. Again, let us know if there are any ways that we can support you. There's also an example learning agreement on the Social Works webpage, and so that might be helpful for you as an example as you move through completing your own learning agreement. As you'll see on the page for this week, I've included a learning inventory. It's important to consider your learning style as you begin your practicum for a couple reasons. So due to the nature of work at some practicums, sometimes it's not realistic to have students jump into the mix right away. Instead, for example, your supervisor may have you observe for a period of time before taking on clients or completing assessments, etc. If you learn by doing, then this particular framework for practicum might be somewhat challenging for you. Conversely, if you like to observe for a period of time before jumping into the work, but your agency's philosophy is to have you get your feet wet immediately, this is something you'll likely want to be aware of. So reflecting on this, having a discussion with your supervisor about your style of learning might help you both be on the same page and, if possible, structure your learning accordingly. So for this week, please take the learning inventory, reflect on the results, and describe how your style of learning might be incorporated into your learning agreement. Please also read chapters 3 and 4. Chapter 3 is helpful in describing in more detail components of the learning agreement and things you should keep in mind as you draft yours. So please utilize information from chapter 3 in your post and use APA citations appropriately. Because we have a holiday this week, you can submit your initial post by Thursday at 9 p.m. rather than Wednesday at 9 p.m., but your responses to students are due no later than Sunday at 9 p.m. Just one last note, due to the size of this class, I've broken you into work groups. Please see the group assignments posted on this week's page for which group you're in. So when posting, please do so within your assigned group. To do this, please click on the All Participants tab after entering the discussion forum. It's on the sort of the right-hand side of the page. You'll see a drop-down menu with groups 1 and 2. Please choose your group and post and respond to this set of students. You're welcome to review posts from the other groups, but you're only expected to post and respond to those students in your own group. Let me know if this is at all confusing or if you have questions. Thanks for tuning in, and please let me know if you have any questions as you work through your learning agreements.